It's time to have a clean slate. It's time to begin again. At the beginning of every spring, and really every season, summer, autumn, winter, I find myself turning to the book of Ecclesiastes, and specifically chapter 3, where it talks about the change of times. And I think that there is probably a number of us that can relate to this feeling of the changing of the seasons, and how often it feels that our own lives reflect the weather and the changes. It's definitely how it feels for me. Like sometimes my life is a temperamental thermostat. In the spring, it can be 60 degrees one day and 29 degrees the next. It can be sunny and warm, and then rainy and snowy. In my personal life, this past week was filled with a lot of highs and lows. Some, in fact most, were out of my control, and some things were due to other people's situations, other people's wills. It can be difficult to navigate through a day when it feels like all 4 seasons were in it, whether physically or emotionally, spiritually, mentally. I wrote about these exact thoughts on my Instagram just earlier this week. And I concluded saying that, sometimes you just have to put your coat back on. Sometimes you have to step out and face it, whatever that it is for you. And sometimes you just have to give the time and space that every situation needs to work out for the best. And I do that all while bringing it in prayer to the foot of Jesus. And I have to say, He has never, ever failed me.
I still burn for tomorrow. I'm keeping up through lows and highs, and I see it. Why I'm alive, it's all for you. I'm keeping up through lows and highs, and I see it. Why I'm alive, it's all for you.
To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under the heaven. A time to be born, and a time to die. A time to plant, and a time to pluck up that which is planted. A time to kill, and a time to heal. A time to break down, and a time to build up. A time to weep, and a time to laugh. A time to mourn, and a time to dance. A time to cast away stones, and a time to gather stones together. A time to embrace, and a time to refrain from embracing. A time to get, and a time to lose. A time to keep, and a time to cast away. A time to rend, and a time to sow. A time to keep silence, and a time to speak. A time to love, and a time to hate. A time of war, and a time of peace. God has made everything beautiful in His time.